So what is a decimal multiplier that you should use for the following? So the first case, remember, if you increase, you're always increasing from 100%. Okay? If you're increasing, you're always increasing from 100%. So if you're going to increase by 5%, so what you're going to end up with is 100% plus 5%, which will be 105%, and that will be 1.05. Now, this is what we call the decimal multiplier. Next case, again, we're increasing 25% increase. Basically, in this case, is you're adding 25% to 100%. So 100% plus 25%, which is 125%, 1.25. And that is our multiplier. Here you'll have 100% plus 50%, which is 150%, 1.5. And here you're going to have 100% plus 100%, which is basically 2. So what does this mean? This means that increasing by 100% is same as doubling. So basically the quantity has doubled. The quantity will be doubled. Okay, so basically, if you increase by 100%, that's the same as doubling a quantity that you're trying to increase. What is a decimal multiplier that you should use for the following? So, remember here we are decreasing. So if we decrease, we're basically taking that percentage from 100%. 100% here represents a whole. So what we'll end up with is 100% minus 5%, which will be 95%. And that is our decimal multiplier. This is our decimal multiplier. In the next question, we'll have 100% minus 25%, which will be equal to 75%, 0.75. That is our decimal multiplier. Here we'll have 100% minus 50%, which is basically 50%, which is 0.5. And here we'll have 100% minus 100%, which is 0, which basically implies that if you decrease a quantity by 100%, you remain with nothing. So you remain with nothing. Okay, I'll look at 2 examples on how you can use those ideas in a real life situation. So this is one example. The inflation rate in Bermuda is predicted to be 3%, 3.5%, 4%, and then 5% over the next 4 years. What would you expect a bicycle costing $500 today to cost in 4 years' time? Okay, so first of all, I need to explain what inflation means. So inflation means general increase in prices. So basically what this means is this is percentage increase in the context of what we are learning right now. So if I start from the very beginning, right now a bicycle is costing $500. So basically, the cost is $500. And what I want to do is I want to find what the price of this bicycle will be in the next 4 years by taking into account this percentage increase. For every year, the price of the bicycle is increasing by a certain percent. So the first year, the price of the bicycle is increasing by 3%. So what I'll do is I'll add 3% to 100%, which will be 103%. So what basically I'm going to have here is 103% multiplied by second year increases by 3.5%. Remember, this is increase. So I add 3.5 to 100, which will be 103.5%. Fourth year, 4%, 104%. Fifth year increases by 5%, 105%. So basically what I'm going to end up with here is 500 multiplied by, now I'm going to convert all these guys into decimals. So I'll end up with 1.03 multiplied by 1.035 multiplied by 1.04 multiplied by 1.05. So what I'll end up with is, and by the way, before I even work it out, remember all these guys here, all these guys are what we call decimal multipliers. And if I work that out, I'll end up with the final price of the bicycle being approximately 582. Okay? So after 4 years, taking into consideration the inflation rate of these percentages over the 4 years, the final price of the bicycle will be $582. Next example, a fisherman sells a lobster to a wholesaler for $35. The wholesaler sells it to a fresh fish shop for 60% profit. So 60% profit, let me use the blue one. That is basically percentage increase, because they are going to make more money, so increase. And then, however, the fish shop is forced to sell the lobster at 15% loss. So this is a percentage decrease. What price must a lobster lover pay for this delicacy? So the first thing that we need to do is we need to get those multipliers. So basically what I'll start with, because I want to find the final price of the lobster, so I'll start from the left. Right in the beginning, from the fisherman, it's $35, but in between a lot of things are happening. So let's start with the first one. A wholesaler sells it to a fresh shop for 60% profit. So it means that the price will go up. So that will be 60% to 100%, which is 160%. And then what's happening here is the fish shop is forced to sell the lobster at 50% loss. So that means we take off 50% from 100%. So that will be 85%. Good. And then, so what will end up here is 35 multiplied by 160% as a decimal will be 1.6. And then 0.85. Now remember, these guys here are what we call the decimal multipliers. And if you multiply those guys, you'll end up with your final price of the lobster, which will be 47.6.